It is that time of the year. The leaves are turning colors and then essentially they're falling out from the trees. What you need to know about how to clean up your area correctly. We have Ricky Colston here, Director of Citywide Services with the Department of Public Works with the city. Thank you for making the time to be here, Ricky.
Thank you for having me.
So obviously people love the time of the year. There's some beautiful colors in Tennessee, but that also means that there's a lot of leaves that collect everywhere and people are probably wondering how can they even get that cleaned up correctly. We turn to you guys. What does leaf collection look like this season?
Yes, ma'am. We're going to begin picking up leaves November the 3rd, this Monday, and what we ask you to do is just either put a 311 request in, or you can also call 643-6311 and put that request in, and we'll come out and pick your leaves up. If you will just rake them to the edge of your property. We'll pick them up with a vacuum system. We ask that you not put them in storm drains or catch basins. Also, don't put them out in the road because that could cause a traffic issue. And if you will, also not park in front of where you put your piles so that it's easy access.
Easier to access.
Yes,
but when you said the 311, there is an app that you guys have as well with the city. Is that they can do that on the app?
Yes, ma'am. You can do that on the app. Also, all you have to do is download the app, and you can use the app to put that request in.
Very accessible.
And it's usually about 10 days before we can get there. And we'll run this service from November the 3rd through the last day of March.
Gotcha. So this is going to be going on this whole entire season,
yes,
because it's not like you can clean it up and then miraculously there's no more leaves. It's going to keep piling up, I'm sure, throughout the season.
And then later on, what we'll do after, we'll continue to run the 311 service, but after leaves start getting real heavy in your neighborhoods, we'll start running crews to pick up bulk.
Gotcha.
So that it moves a little faster. It's kind of a hybrid thing that we started last year, and it works real well.
Sure. So if someone wants to make a request, you said that use the 311 app, or you can give them a call for the latest details. Is there also a good website that people can go and direct the information?
Yes, ma'am. Chattanooga.gov. You can also get that information and also put a request in there.
So just in addition to this busy season for leaf collection, obviously y'all do so much besides that. Can you give me an idea just of what the Department of Public Works does and maybe some things that go unnoticed that you guys do for the city?
Well, yes, ma'am. Not only do we do leaf pickup, but we also do your brush, your bulk items.
Yeah.
We pick those up too. Of course, the dreaded snow word. When that happens, we're involved there, treating your roads.
Absolutely.
And prepping those. Also potholes, road repairs, different things like that.
Really
too.
anything that makes it more difficult for us to get in and around the city, I'm assuming.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Anything like that.
So tell me, okay, we talked a little bit about how people can do the leaf pickup. This is starting next Monday, November 3rd, which hard to believe we're already getting into the November months. But as we kick off the holiday season, and if you said we have potential chances for snow maybe in the forecast later on down the line, that is something that we turn to you guys for the latest help and for people to put in request forms. Do they also use the 311 app for any of those sort of things?
Yes, ma'am. That's good for those requests for your potholes or any kind of issues like that, road hazards of any kind. You can also use your 311 app.
Absolutely. So tell me about this. You said to rake them to the edge of the property. Is that correct?
Yes,
and then also don't cover up the storm drains, which is, I'm sure, also a safety hazard for a lot of people. Does it depend on if you're an apartment, house, or whatever sort of complex that looks like?
Yes, ma'am. And you can put them to the edge of your property. Like I say, we'll pick those up within 10 days. But if you have a special request, like in an apartment complex, a lot of times they have a designated area.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we can pick those leaves up in that area.
So and it's probably also a good idea if you live in an apartment to contact the landlord, contact the people who own the property, and see how exactly the right way to do that. So something else I wanted to mention, you mentioned these vacuum units that you guys use. Can you give me a little bit more of a description of what that looks like?
Well, yes, ma'am. We've been using these units since 2012. And it's basically a unit that's just, it goes along the edge and it vacuums it up just like a vacuum in your house.
So funny.
Yeah,
so it's very helpful, I'm assuming. It's been a big aid in you guys.
And they move around the way that they do. The kids like to see them a lot because of the way that they move.
But it's also probably a good idea that you're like, keep the kids out of the road, keep everybody out of the road, let you guys do your job and take advantage of that. So for the latest details, people can contact you. Do they need to go ahead and start putting those calls in, or do they start on Monday next week?
No, ma'am. If they can go and start putting the calls in, that app should be active the 31st, Halloween. So they start putting those calls in. We will route those areas. So we'll add trucks as they become, the list gets bigger.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is Monday, they'll be routed to the different areas they're going to, so we'll make it more effective that way too. And also, I'd like to point out that we have several holidays coming up, so of course we won't be picking up leaves on those holidays.
Gotcha, so keep that in mind. Well, Ricky, thank you so much for making the time to be here this morning. To learn more about the Department of Public Works and what they do for the city, you can go visit them on the City of Chattanooga's website, as well as our website, WDEF.com, and you can use the 311 app for the latest information. Thanks for joining us here on News 12. This is The Place.